Hello, everybody. I'm John Locke, and I'd like to welcome you to the LockeInYourSuccess.com Trading Performance Podcast, where it's all about real traders, real problems, and real coaching. Listen up and enjoy the segment. I want to quickly go through a couple of things that I may not have talked to you guys about, but we should really understand. So understand there are like four phases to maximum performance. Okay, we have training, we have mentoring, we have coaching, and sometimes we also have therapy. And a lot of times, at least training, mentoring, and coaching, all three of those are generally required to get to a top performing level. Sometimes, if we have some really traumatic events in the past, maybe therapy. Now, a lot of people don't understand the difference between these, or they think they're the same thing. And I just want everybody to know that training, mentoring, coaching, and therapy are four uniquely different processes that have different objectives. And each of these processes is most useful in certain stages of a trader's development or a person's development in anything he's trying to aspire to. And also understand that each process, if used improperly or at the improper time, can also be detrimental to your performance and your progress as you're trying to develop or trying to learn to do something. And when we start talking about coaching, training, mentoring, and so forth, training is the process of relaying theoretical knowledge and techniques. You go to class, you get trained. Okay, a plumber, you want to become a plumber, you get training in the theory and techniques of plumbing. Then you go out with a mentor, right? You go out with a mentor, which is the practical application of those knowledge of that knowledge techniques, right? So the trainer is teaching you skills and teaching you techniques. The mentor is setting an example for you. It's giving you guidance based and that guidance is going to be based on what the mentor believes is best for the student, not what the student thinks is best for the student, or not necessarily what might be best for the student. But the mentor takes his own experience with him. Now, a trainer is not necessarily a good mentor, although he could be, and a mentor is not necessarily a good trainer, although he could be. There's a lot of people who are very good at their field, they're very good at what they do, but they lack theoretical knowledge and techniques, or they don't know exactly how they do it. They just know they do it and they do a good job, or they get good results, but they don't really understand it and they don't necessarily know how to teach it, but they can certainly mentor it. Now, again, mentors can be good teachers also, but it's not necessarily so. And then we have coaching, which is the process of unlocking your own potential. So the coach helps you to learn and perform your best through things such as reframing, things such as leveraging your own personal beliefs, leveraging your own knowledge, leveraging your resources, leveraging your experience. So this is a completely different experience for somebody, right? They're focused on you, your specific goals, your specific beliefs, your specific talents, your specific drawbacks. And this is a different type of a relationship. And then we also have something called therapy, which is the process of exploring and working with past, usually traumatic events that are blocking, which generally with like 95% of the people is completely not necessary, but occasionally it is. And we go into that. And of course, if you're working with a therapist, they should be skilled in whatever area you're dealing with. And the same thing with coaching. Coaching is a unique thing that a lot of mentors aren't necessarily, they'll do some coaching while they mentor, but they're not necessarily good at coaching. And again, some trainers are good coaches, some are not. It's difficult to find somebody who's good or trained in all three. And then if you go with a therapy, it's even more difficult to find someone trained in all four. But these are some of the differences. Now, you asked, do they overlap? And we kind of touched on this already. Yes, absolutely. Coaching, mentoring, training, and therapy, they do definitely overlap from time to time. Sometimes they're even happening in unison. However, you also have to understand that the three or even four approaches will often be directly in conflict with one another. And at certain times, the wrong approach, a mentoring approach might not be appropriate at a certain time. A training approach might not be appropriate, or a coaching approach might not be appropriate, or whatever, at a certain time. And you don't want to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. And it's good if the people you talk to understand the difference between these and understand when it's appropriate or most appropriate to do one and when it's not appropriate to do them. So effective learning requires all three: training, coaching, mentoring, sometimes therapy, but again, it's rare. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there and also talk about these training performance sessions. We're focusing on coaching. And again, within our memberships, we focus on different things. We have our training programs. We have the trading strategies where we teach you the techniques. We have the options trade for income where we teach you the application of those techniques, right? Practical application of those techniques. And that would be more under the mentoring category. And then we have coaching, which is in the trading performance area. So we tend to do all of them. And then, of course, if you've been to my seminars, I've actually done some therapy in dealing with past traumatic events and so forth through NLP and hypnotherapy and so forth. So we have all those going for us. And that is what I have for you today. If you have any questions or comments or anything else you'd like to see in the next Trading Performance podcast, please list that in the comments and I'll personally answer your questions and comments for you. Also, I'd love to encourage you to come on over to LockInYourSuccess.com. That's LOCKE in yoursuccess.com, and check out our Trading Performance and Pro memberships, where you can find the tools you need to become a much more effective trader, regardless of the type of trading you do. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on the next Trading Performance podcast.